us on the couch this week, comedian. I don't know what else to call you.
Actor.
Homeless person.
Comedian, actor, and homeless person.
Poet
Sandy
laureate.
Danto. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, guys. Keeping me from walking the streets tonight.
We're doing our best. LA-based comedian?
I like to think of myself as the poorest bi-coastal person of all time.
Just traveling.
I did start out in LA. I'm out here in New York right now, temporarily. I don't know. I'll be back and forth. I got a girl out here that I'm pretty into, and
she sounds really nice.
She is. She's great. I really do. I don't want to talk too much about her and embarrass her.
Right.
Because our safe word is Barbara Streisand. And this is only because her mother came into town last weekend just to go see Barbara Streisand. And ever since we decided... And we never use the safety word for, like... Because sex gets too rough. It's always like... I'm, like... tickling her back and I... go to a part of the side where it like tickles too much. So she said Barbara Streisand.
It's gotta get awkward after a while, right?
And she only says it to me when I'm like trying new jokes out on her. And she's like, all right, Barbara Streisand. It's never like, all right, stop using barbed wire in bed, Barbara Streisand. It's like, can you turn off the Kardashians, Barbara Streisand?
So it's come from a safe word to just like shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
or
basically.
just fucking stop, whatever the fuck you're doing.
It's like ouch or stop or whatever it isn't strong enough anymore.
It's Barbara Streisand.
We need a code word that's like, all right, enough.
Are you both Barbara Streisand fans, or do you just hate Barbara Streisand that
To be
much?
honest with you, I couldn't tell you what her music sounds like, although I understand she's got a beautiful voice. She has one of those faces
that you want to punch.
Yeah, it just looks annoying.
Right,
she reminds me of every mother that I grew up with that judged me didn't allow me to hang out with their kids because they believed a rumor that when I was sick in 6th grade that I was in heroin rehab.
Sandy, what are you doing with your life?
And now it's like, now I'm like still dealing with that because I'm a comic. I haven't paid rent in over a year. And you can't really... When you go home for Thanksgiving and your friends' moms start asking you how your career's going and why they haven't seen you on TMZ yet, you can't really be like, oh, it's because I'm homeless and I'm writing inspirational quotes now. Like, if you usually sleep on a bed that inflates, your life is deflating. That's the credo I live by.
But
how are you?
You've had some television success.
I wouldn't call it success.
All right.
All right. Your
Here's
TV.
Wait, hold on. Time out. Yeah, that's what I was going to get into. You have an IMDb page, and that's how I judge people.
All right, thank you. I do have an IMDb
If you have
page.
a Wikipedia or an IMDb page, you're successful.
Wikipedia coming soon.
There you go.
There you go.
The way I see it is like you have your own. Anyone could have their own website.
We have a
not
website.
Everyone could have their own IMDb page, but I don't have a picture up there.
Yeah. How do you get a picture up there?
I could put one up there.
So why don't you?
I'm too lazy.
Are you?
It's because I want to wait until I've really done something substantial where people are like, oh, you're that guy from that thing, instead of like, you were in that? Like I have some TV credits, but I was like a funny blip. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
yeah,
it was real funny though.
You were part of something funnier.
Yes.
And you were...
I had like a very small bit part in Mad TV.
You were a cog. You were a cog in the machine.
Exactly. So I don't want to be like, oh, you might recognize me from Mad TV if you watch every single episode.
What is it? It's
very close attention.
The hairy Armenian, right?
Yep.
Yes,
and,
that's great.
I've been in a bunch of stuff like on my IMDb that I was in, I got paid for, I'm credited for it, but I got cut out of when all is said and done. So it's like... I'm also very bad at self-promotion, so when it comes down to it, like, I'm too honest for my own good, and people like you guys are like, oh, you're actually successful. You've done some things. Don't be so hard on yourself. And I'm like, no. Let me explain to you what a loser I am.
No, I see. And I'll be honest with you. I go through that. I'm not saying the show is any type of successful, but I have that same. And I think, and now that I'm being exposed to more and more comics, I don't really consider myself a comic by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, do you do stand up?
I don't do stand up. It's something I really would love to do, but I'm petrified of it, to be honest with you. I just something about it, like, this is my comfort zone.
It's terrifying.
We did a comedy show and I was up on stage. I was like, oh my god, like, I mean, I never really
terrified.
Yeah, you just have to be comfortable with people not only judging you but hating you.
And that's fine.
And then the more and more comfortable you get with that, the better you'll be at making them not hate you.
I have a question for you, Sandy. Do you feel worse when there's people you know in the audience? Because I almost felt worse when there was people.
It's distracting when I can see them.
Yeah.
But for me, my writing process is more like comes from my insecurity of needing approval and acceptance and love.
No, but I think
so. When I've got like my friends in the audience, I'm like, I gotta do funnier. I gotta like make my friends laugh. On top of these strangers, it's easier when there's strangers because it's just like, I'll just do my thing that I'm used to doing. But when my friends are there, it's like, oh great, I gotta fucking.
You gotta see your friends.
It's like I have company over. It's like, I can't wear sweatpants or anything with stains.
See, I feel the opposite. I think that if you have the strangers, you kind of have to draw them in. They're the ones that you have to, like, your friends are there to support you. They're gonna support you if you're funny. They know you're funny.
That's the thing. They're gonna support me if I'm funny or I'm not. So I better fucking be funny because I'm the one that has to face them after, and I don't want to have to put up with some like. You were great.
Yeah, but they know outside of that, whatever. So maybe
they know I'm funny,
right?
But they don't always come see me perform on stage. And being funny off stage is different than
that
being
pity
funny on
comment.
stage.
I agree.
Is worse than anything.
That's the worst. That's the worst because I've had friends come see me when I didn't do well, and then it's like you got to make excuses for yourself, and they're like, no, we thought you were funny because they don't want to fucking hurt your feelings even more than they assume they're already hurt from you doing poorly on stage, and it's like. If I went to one of my friends who say is a lawyer, and he shit the bed on a trial or something, it'd be like, oh man, I knew this guy is a shitty lawyer when we were snorting Ritalin in 8th grade. You know, like I'm not gonna go to this lawyer, and it's like the same thing. Like at this point, it's like when you're not known for like TV or movie stuff. I've done it. I'm not known for it.
Right.
And until you are, you're only fans, and I use air quote with fans.
Right. We have the same fans.
Because it's all your friends. Your friends who know you're funny from growing up or from college or from meeting you out on the street.
Right.
Because you look like
coworkers.
An assortment of repugnant celebrities. And that's how you make friends with people.
You do look like several celebrities.
Okay.
Who have you got?
I get like
Andy Kaufman.
Andy
Come on,
Kaufman.
You get that all the time.
I get
Belushi.
that Belushi was my nickname in college, and I hated it at first.
No, that's
I started
a great
hearing it a little
nickname.
in high school because I was like, I had a higher self-image of I was like, I'm a good-looking guy, but now I'm like, I think he's a good-looking guy.
I have to plug you. I watched you do the Belushi thing on YouTube.
It's great.
And I didn't see the original Belushi thing until after it.
Oh, okay.
I watched it after, and then after I realized, I was like, "Oh fuck, he did it perfect."
I did it in the reverse order. I saw the Belushi first, and then I saw yours. And I agree. No, it was great, man. It was great.
I'm still not going to get cast in the movie. It's going to go to it's going to go to like Jonah Hill or something. They're going to give him like brown eye contacts.
We start petitions on the Vinny Brusco show.
Yeah, we've got.
I'm into that.
Change.org.
We've had two. One has been a bit more successful than the other.
197 signatures.
Well, there's hope.
Right.
50-50.
But I want to ask you, and as a comic, and again, I don't consider myself a comic at this point, but I am getting more into comedy and having all these comedians on. Is it the self-deprecating thing? Are you very thinky? Because I like myself, I'm my worst critic. I'll sit back, I'll watch this show, and I'll analyze and break everything down. As a comic, do you do the same thing? Are you very thinky? Are you a thinky guy?
I am a thinky guy, but my stage persona isn't as thinky. I try to do clever things and write clever jokes, but I'm when I first started out, there's different schools of thought. Like, some guys are just like, I'm gonna do what I think is funny. I'm gonna be diehard about it. If nobody likes it, fuck them. I think it's fun. And me, I was just like, I gotta go up there and get laughs first, build my confidence in this thing, and then move on from there. And now I'm doing more stuff that I'm like, okay, I can get behind this and not be ashamed about it. But at first, I was just like my first joke was, people tell me I look like a famous comedian, Janine Garofalo, which is funny because I'm playing off of because right. 7 different people's names go through your head before you get to Janine Garofalo, and I don't necessarily
7.
look like her.
I would say more than 7.
Yeah, because
the last one.
I get Belushi, I get Ron Jeremy. I've played his son several times, and I hate that one because I hear it the most. And I've met him several times, and I think he's kind of repugnant.
Ugh.
But
is it the porn thing, or just a repugnant dude in general?
Or is it his chest hair?
It's like, all right, first of all, I don't look like him present day, maybe because the mustache and the chubby face or whatever. I get it. It's like going up to a black guy and being like, you look just like Tay Diggs because he's bald and tall or something, or be like, oh, you look like Bokeem Woodbine because you got a gap tooth.
What a name to pull out!
I just looked him up on IMDb the other day.
Who is that?
He was in
Dead Presidents.
Dead Presidents, right?
But it's like, you can't just take one thing of a famous person. It's like, you can't just take, this guy has a big nose, so I'm gonna go up to every person who has a big nose and say they look like. That's like, if you do that to a black person, it's racist. But if you do it to somebody with a mustache, it's like whimsical and quirky. And it's not. It's like, I let things roll off my back, but it's annoying when I see the same homeless guy in Manhattan a few times a week, and each time he's like, Ron Jeremy, and I'm just like, oh fuck. Great, I have a rapport with a homeless guy over something I hate about myself.
Now, you're currently living in New York. You were in L.A.
I'm currently living in New York, but I'm off the grid, guys. I mean, I got a P.O. box in L.A.
I got you.
And I get mail sent to my girlfriend's place.
I got you.
But,
lucky bastard.
Don't tell Progressive
He's sleeping on my couch.
You're a modern day nomad.
I am. I'm a nowhere man
with a revolutionary mustache. It's beautiful.
Thank you. Some people tell me I look like a French revolutionary. Some people tell me I look like Edgar Allan Poe with diabetes.
There you go.
You do look like Edgar Allan Poe.
You look like Guy Fawkes.
I get what?
Guy Fawkes.
Guy Fawkes?
Yeah, he was the mask from V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
There you go.
No, I'm not as pale or thin. But I get Benicio del Toro in Fear and Loathing, which I'm,
that's not bad.
Close in that, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
not bad at all. That's not bad.
I'll take that
Vinny
one.
Chase in Medellin.
Okay, I'll take that. Oh, I get Pablo Escobar a lot. I get that one.
Sure.
Literally only the
Janine Garofalo.
I get a young Danny DeVito. I get
Circa Taxi.
What? Yes, Circa Taxi.
That's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
I'm a huge fan.
You got a foot taller.
You're fucking lucky. I get Rachel Dratch.
I don't think you look like.
Thank you, I appreciate.
I don't think many people. I don't think anyone looks like Rachel Dratch. I don't think I've ever seen another human look like. But that's got. It's like when you're in comedy, you kind of once you realize you're kind of weird looking. That's what you're like. Oh,
you embrace that.
I'm not gonna be a underwear model, so I might as well try to make fuckers laugh.
I think you're handsome.
Thank you, I do too. So does my mother and girlfriend.
That's all that matters.
Big difference between the LA and the New York comedy thing?
There's a difference. Yeah, I'd say so. In New York, the culture is so much more inclined to loners.
Yeah.
Or at least maybe I'm not on the inside of all these cliques, but like even the guys I've made friends with, it's like in LA, if you're doing open mics, you're rolling in packs of whatever friends you've made to each open mic.
Right.
And the work ethic here is significantly greater. Not to say that
Really?
LA comics are lazy, but it's like it's different because you can get the accessibility is a lot better here with the subway, walking places and what have you. It's like you want to do 3 shows a night, you better have a bunch of money for gas or somebody who can drive you around, and you better space them out time-wise, because if you're trying to get to places with traffic, it's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen.
Right, here you can just hop on a cab, hop in a subway, hop on a bus.
Right.
A horse.
Hop on a horse. Hop on a scooter.
I wish you could. I had to learn how to ride horses for my first movie.
Wow.
Because I auditioned, they're like, you know how to ride horses, right? I was like, yeah, of course. And then I got the part, and I was like, oh, fuck, I better at least take a horse riding lesson or go to an arcade where they have, like, the horses you put a quarter into.
Was it like just riding a horse, or was it like a fucking full-on gallop?
Oh, full-on. Yeah, like,
like
the first day on set, I was on a horse in the snow for 12 hours.
Jeez.
And they gave me the most erratic horse too. So it would be super dope if you could go around. How dope would that be if you were like? It's so weird when you see like 40-year-old dudes like taking apart a bike and chaining parts of it to whatever the fuck they can so it doesn't get stolen.
Right.
Like, I mean, I know it's New York City, but it's just still weird to think that like 40-year-old dudes have to deal with like
someone stealing their bike,
bruises and bike theft.
Right, like a 6-year-old.
Right.
But you know what it is? I don't think it'd be as bad if they didn't like take off the seat or take off the tire or some shit like that. You just leave it together, you prop it up somewhere, it wouldn't be as bad. But when they start taking it apart, it's kind of like that same idea. Like, what are you doing? Like, just
that's a little nervous.
I'd rather get my bike stolen than fucking sit there and start taking it apart.
Right.
Bon voyage, motherfucker.
But yeah, it would be way more badass if you just fucking pull up on a horse and just like fucking tie it off somewhere.
If you're a horse. No, first of all, if someone's stealing your horse, they better be an expert rider.
Lone Ranger.
Yeah, it's like somebody is a cowboy or an Indian.
Right.
Then take it.
And you you'd have your horse trained to like kick intruders or bite them.
Right, or you do the whistle thing and it comes up when you're about to jump off a building.
Exactly.
And you just land on it and you're out.
Oh,
like
man,
Zelda.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? My new goal in life is to become successful enough that I could my main transport in New York City is by horse.
That'd be fucking awesome.
That would be the best.
That, I think, if you go horse or you go motorcycle sidecar.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, fuck yeah.
That'd be awesome. You have a little sidekick.
A horse is so much cooler than motorcycle.
No, I go
sidecar.
motorcycle sidecar. It's like you're in the Great Escape. Oh,
but
man.
It's got to be one of those old German motorcycles.
It doesn't matter. I'll take either one. I'll be in the sidecar or I'll be in the motorcycle. Both are fucking sweet. You get the goggles on. You get the fucking the scarf. You mean Nazis are chasing you all over the place. Fucking A, man. That'd be fucking great, man. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We got more to come up. More with Sandy Danto from Mad TV fame and horse riding extraordinaire. And your phone calls 914-595-4871 or Skype us on Zadal's NY. We'll be right back.